Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the webinar on Enhanced User Experience with Virtual Agents. I, Animesh Raje, with the DX Sherpa team, welcome the audience for this event. DX Sherpa is a premier ServiceNow partner with more than 220 ServiceNow consultants. We have customers in about 4 continents and we have grown about 100% in the past 2 years. Our expertise has been in automating the business and IT customer and employee workflows. We serve clients in multiple industries like healthcare, financial services, manufacturing, and ITES. So let's start about VAs. VAs are virtual agents. They have been helping users in deep learning, machine learning, NLU, prediction models, etc. They observe and listen, build and maintain, predict and recommend. So let's begin today about virtual agents in detail. Before that, let me get you introduced to the speakers. The first speaker is Mr. Sushil Chaudhary. He's a senior solution architect at DX Technologies. He has about 10 plus years experience in ServiceNow, BMC, business intelligence, and Oracle apps. He has been focusing on ITSM and CSM. He helps in nurturing talents here by grooming the team members. He currently leads the ServiceNow customer transformation and performance analytics delivery practice. The second speaker is Ms. Pranali Kadam. Pranali has 7 years of experience in ServiceNow and BMC. She has expertise in ITSM, ITBM, integrations, virtual agents, and service portal. Currently, she is leading ServiceNow projects and is involved in grooming team members for virtual agents and IT transformation. Sushil, now I'll transfer the mic over to you and you can take this webinar ahead.
Thank you, Animesh, for setting up the platform. Let me quickly share my screen and then we can begin. Okay. I'm just 1 minute away. I hope you all can see my screen. So hello everyone and welcome to the webinar Enhancing User Experience with Virtual Agents. So before we start with our webinar, here are a few housekeeping notes. So you can paste your questions into the Q&A window during the webinar and we will address them at the end of this webinar. Or later even you can email us your questions on info@dxsherpa.com. So with this, I would like to start with our webinar. As everyone know, we are in the middle of global pandemic and most of us are shifted to work remotely. And those were the days when you used to walk to your local desk side technician, or you can catch them over a cup of coffee and try to get something resolved, whatever the issue you are facing. Everything is remote. So how do we put the tools back in your employee's hand? And these days, businesses need to maintain a higher level of satisfaction while handling increasing volume of interactions. So be it customers, partners, or employees. So, and they are located across different time zones. They have their own working hours. So how you can maintain that kind of experience with your employees, customers, and partners. And this is the reason company requires to automate common task or repetitive tasks so that they can accommodate this user engagement preferences. You must be remembering the days where we used to stand or wait in long queues for buying certain grocery items. You also assign a similar time, you also keep an eye on the line next to you just to check whether that is faster than the line where you are standing. But nowadays you don't have to worry about it, because there are self-service checkout almost at the every grocery stores, where you just have to walk in and then just tap your member card or the other cards which you have. And you also find different the agents at the line, because if you face any issues while during the self-service, they are there to help you. So everyone prefers this effortless and self-service and consumer-like experience nowadays. When we talk about consumer-like experience, they are like you can deal with web, mobile, email or text. And then there are different collaboration platforms as well, like Facebook, Microsoft, or Slacks, through which your customers, partners, or employees can connect through. So let's go back a bit, few years ago. So this conversational user interface provides a direct engagement, so which we had dreamed maybe 50 years ago. So these early communications, which we used to happen, so they required a specific syntax, so like series of commands to be entered into your computer, and there you have to go through multiple clicks and types, to get what information is required. So to get that information, there are certain steps which you need to had to follow. And you just remember about Google search as well, maybe 20 years ago. So to search something, you had to enter a proper keywords, and you had to creatively combine those keywords so that Google can effectively interpret those keywords and search through certain items which you are required. But nowadays, this search engine has been trained tremendously over the years, and you type anything and it will try to recognize those human speech patterns, and also interpret the intent behind your questions, and it will try to provide you the results which are more kind of appropriate to you. So this kind of an conversational interface nowadays is required to everyone. So these GUIs are introduced time to time basis. So these chatbots or virtual agents, which we are talking about today, so they are increasingly popular nowadays. So from years to years, and a lot of companies are investing in it. So they are investing in terms of cost saving. They wanted to have some time saving improvement. How the agents or their employees are spending while resolving the customer issues. So by 2023, it's estimated that the adoption of chatbots and virtual agent could save more than $10 billion in different industries, be it retail, banking, or healthcare. We have also estimated the increase in this customer service or communications or interactions. So around 2.5 billion or interactions are expected through virtual agents. But despite of their popularity, it isn't easy to just implement. You can't just go and turn on the virtual assistant and get started with it. It needs a lot of efforts, or we can say few efforts to implement and design these conversations, because you need to have them as per your organization, and then you should make it as helpful as much possible. So how you can make it? So there are natural language understanding, artificial intelligence, so these kind of capabilities which are available. So with these capabilities, you can build that user experience, that end-to-end user experience. So how you can ensure you meet that kind of expectations? So because customers today have increasingly high expectations, so they want everything easily and quickly, and at any time they want information. And but different businesses are struggling to meet these demands, and also your support agents are already overloaded. They are continuously handling simple and redundant tasks, all the common requests which customers may face. So we try to find certain steps so that you can ensure a successful chatbot implementation to meet the right expectations for your customers, because creating a great customer experience is everyone is looking for, right? So we try to have these certain 4 steps. The first step is about prepare. So virtual agent will have most impact on your business when you try to automate your high volume of routine issues. So whatever the routine information request you are coming in from your employees or customers, if you try to automate that, because your employees or customers, they may already be using some personal assistants such as Siri, Alexa, or Google Home into their day-to-day lives. But if you try to replicate the same kind of experience or those kind of abilities you are looking for in a virtual agent, then I would say it is unlikely to have a high return on investment. Because rather than looking to the same replication, you should focus on building specific workflows that are related to your business, or that are related to your business goals, which can improve certain business efficiency and increase customer satisfaction for your particular business. And what is required for it? You should understand the different resources which are available with you so that you can build that kind of experience through virtual agent. You will need to spend certain times to understand what kind of measures you you can find to measure the success of this virtual agent. So there are two aspects of it. So one is adoption and quality of virtual agent, and another is the business impact on cost saving or customer satisfaction. So each should have their own targets defined and how you can track it. So there is ServiceNow performance analytics for you, which can be used to track and visualize your progress towards these different goals. So when we talk about adoption of the virtual agent, so what are the different KPIs which are available with us? So take an example, how many active users are there, or how many new users are interacting with virtual agents? How many conversations are running at a time, or how many sessions are running at a time with virtual agents? And when we talk about quality of the user experience, so that can be also captured through different KPIs. You could collect the surveys, you could collect the feedbacks from your users who are actually using this virtual agent, and which will ultimately also you can calculate the handling time and the number of transfer which are happening to the live agent, the human agents. So through which you can calculate the performance of your virtual agent. So you can also track certain KPIs related to the customer satisfaction, your net promoter scores, which definitely are the leading indicators around this cost saving. So this is about preparing. So when you come with the actual designing, so the first step in designing, you should understand your customers and employees, and or rather organizational data, so that you can define the potential use cases which you need to design in your virtual agent. So how you can uncover these different topics? So you can have a discussion with your agents, you can have a discussion with your users, so that they can highlight certain redundant tasks which are they doing on a day-to-day basis. You can also analyze the existing data about the most common kind of incidents which the customers or users are raising, and which are most actively used knowledge articles. So you can start analyzing this certain information. And once it is done, you can prioritize the list of use cases which may have a major impact on your business. And you can accordingly select the certain conversations for your development. But side by side, it's also important to create identity for your virtual agent. So what do you mean by identity? So you can provide to your company's colors and logos. So this kind of rebranding you can provide to your virtual agent, so that the users and customers can have a personalized kind of experience. So this virtual agent can be deployed on your service portal. It can be embedded into web pages. You can also use that with your mobile apps. And it also can be integrated with certain communication channels. There are different products which are available like Slack, Microsoft Teams, Facebook, Workplace Chat. So this kind of communication channel you can integrate with. So virtual agent can also be available on all these channels simultaneously. So you can use them at a single time on all the channels. So be sure which different channels you wanted to enable for your users. And once you are ready with this design, so there are very flexible platform which is available with ServiceNow, through which you can build this conversation. So that we call virtual agent designer. So it's just a drag and drop functionality where any stakeholders, anyone from your organization can create these conversations on a drag and drop basis. So you can improve the quality of these conversations by keeping your topic small and decision logic as simple as possible. Because there may be sometimes customers or users are asking questions for certain information, and then in return your virtual agent is keep asking certain question to just dig down the required information. But in that case, customer may feel that conversation is not going anywhere, and they may cancel that conversation in between. So to avoid that, you should keep your conversation short and crisp. And the last thing, just before launching your virtual agent, you should do the rigorous testing of it, whether everything is functioning well as per your design and it is effectively solving your problems or not. So that UAT process should be robust. And when we talk about virtual agent, so in virtual agent, the main part is about adoption. So how you can make it more adaptive for your users, employees, or partners. So you need to build certain communication plan. to know your user that virtual agent exists, and they can use it for their information or for asking certain questions. So how you can do that communication plan? You can leverage your service portal, ServiceNow service portal, company website, or social media platforms to increase the awareness of this virtual agent, so that you can increase the usage of it. So after a successful launch, you can also collect the feedback from your users. So that feedback can be analyzed and you can improve your conversation topics. So you can also look for certain error messages if users are facing, and you can minimize that repeated actions. And you can again go back to the design phase and increase the value, or you can add the value by modifying certain conversations. So these are the four steps which are you can do for your successful implementation of chatbot. So this virtual agent is supported with strong functionality of ServiceNow. So how it differentiate? So ServiceNow provides you the codeless conversational builder. So when I mentioned virtual agent designer, it's just drag and drop where you can build your conversations. And once you build those conversations, you can deploy it at any other platform. So when we talk about Slack, Teams, so it can be integrated with them, Facebook Workplace, and then same conversations can run through those platforms as well. This virtual agent also comes up with some out of the box topics or conversations. So there are different business lines like ITSM, customer service management, and HR, through which there will be different out of the box topics can be shipped. And there is one bot interface can support all the business lines. You can utilize this single bot across different business lines which are there in your organizations. You can also integrate this virtual agent for any third party natural language processing vendors. So if your customer are already using any specific natural language processing vendor, so you can integrate them with it. So when we talk about virtual agent designer, it's provide a graphical interface. So you can look in the screenshot, it's just a drag and drop functionality, and it's try to provide a workflow kind of graphical interface. So that enables anyone to build and maintain or even deploy this conversation without any coding knowledge. So this entire experience is simplified through this drag and drop functionality. But there is more for developers as well. So developer also have the tools to build certain advanced scenarios that they wanted to support. So they can also have scripting to integrate with third party APIs. So there is more for developers as well. So when we talk about NLU, so this natural language understanding builder is how customers can create and train, this virtual agent, because each organization have their own vocabulary, they have their own acronyms and their own language through which their customers or partners or employees are dealing on a day-to-day basis. So this is where your NLU model builder can support. So this is a part of ServiceNow Studio. So it enables anyone to define some intents. So you can configure certain intents, the verbs and actions, and even you can identify the entities without writing any code. So this is a simplified experience which comes with the ServiceNow Studio. And how you can monitor this performance of this, be it agent performance or your virtual agent performance. So virtual agent comes up with powerful reporting capabilities as well, so that you can get insights on how your conversations are aligned to your business goals. So there are real-time dashboards and KPIs, so which are coming from a single data source. So you can find some information out of it and take informed decisions. So what different KPIs are coming with that? So take an example, how many unique users are having the conversations, which are the topics which are being used most frequently. And also identify different messaging channels which are currently active. So with this information, your stakeholders or executive definitely can take certain informed decisions to improve your virtual agents. So when we talk about virtual agent which are taking your request to resolution, so it is an end-to-end flow, and it is also backed with ServiceNow platform capabilities, so that your request can be instantly taken to resolution. So be it a common request or any other requests which are coming to you. And it is also available with your third-party integration, be it Slack, Teams, or Facebook Workplace. And it is a single and secure platform, so you can avoid any kind of data privacy issues, or if any and the model, so NLU model builder, so it is available on a single platform, so you don't have to include any third party vendor here, so that you can train your NLU. So everything is available on a single platform. So what are the outcomes of it? So when we talk about virtual agent, so they are equipped with all these capabilities. So what are the different outcomes you are going to get here? So you can automate this interaction, which are powered by your NLU capabilities. And you can also provide a 24/7 experience for your users, because definitely there will be human agents which may take breaks, but the virtual agent may not. So this ability is very consistent, and you can provide the easy to navigate experience for your users. So there is simply clicks, and any stakeholders can understand that. So with this virtual agent, you are able to provide your users a friendly and effective way of handling your routine tasks without having to take a time for your live agent and human agent interpretation. So this virtual agent has the potential to handle over 50% of the common requests which are coming to across different workflows, be it HR, IT, service management, so that you can free your support staff and they can focus on more value-added services. They can focus on more critical tasks. So also you can expect a conversational kind of integration or conversational kind of experience. You can also interact with your live agent through this virtual chatbot. So when you use this together with Microsoft Teams, it empowers your company to provide a fully digital experience for your users. So let's see how your virtual agent works with Microsoft Teams. So I'll just take you through the quick demo for virtual agent experience with MS Teams. So you can see once you open this Microsoft Teams, you can see a virtual agent app is already available here. So users can start interacting for the issues they are facing. So here the user is facing some issue with the VPN, not able to connect with the VPN. So once the issue is typed, what the virtual agent recognize the different topics related to that information required. So user can select the VPN connectivity, and they ask certain question, what machine you are facing this issue with, and try to provide you the certain resolution steps. So after looking through this resolution step, if user find they are not helpful for me, then they can go ahead and choose please provide more information around it. So these steps work for you. The user can select no. And then once moving ahead, the virtual agent try to suggest certain knowledge articles, so through which the user can go through. So he can open on the same window. They can go through the knowledge articles and check whether they are helpful or not. So if they found it not helpful, they can go ahead, and then virtual agent suggests, do you want to create a ticket for this particular issue which you are facing? Sorry. So the ticket will be created automatically, and the incident number will be, or ticket number will be provided to the user. So you can see the ticket is already created, and the user can go ahead and add certain comments also on that particular ticket. So you can go search the tickets which are already open for you, and you can add certain comments, or if you want to escalate that ticket, that comment will also be automatically so it can be added here from the virtual agent, and that is also visible into your ServiceNow record. So you can see the ServiceNow record also gets added, what are the information coming from your chatbot. So this is how the intuitive experience you can provide to your user. So with this, now I would like to hand over to Pranali for taking us through the next part of this presentation. Thank you for listening. Over to you, Pranali.
Thank you, Sushil, for such an amazing introduction to virtual agent. Good morning, everyone. Let me continue this journey of virtual service desk. I would take you through our implementation for one of our customers for whom we have implemented ServiceNow virtual agent using NLU, that is natural language understanding, on Microsoft Teams. So science fiction has long been populated with conversational computers and robots. Now speech synthesis and recognition have matured to where a wide range of real-world applications from serving people with disabilities to boosting the nation competitiveness are within our grasp. So natural language processing, usually shortened as NLP, is a branch of artificial intelligence that deals with the interaction between computer and humans using the natural language. The ultimate objective of NLP is to read, understand, and make sense of human language. NLU plays an important role in chatbots. It enables chatbot to understand and respond to the user. It helps to make chatbot a virtual agent conversation more human-like. As I said before, NLU is a part of AI, which helps machine understand, interpret, and manipulate human language. And in ServiceNow NLU, we have to configure intents which will trigger topics in virtual agent. An intent is associated with a single topic which we configure in ServiceNow virtual agent, and it consists of multiple phrases which end user might use as input to virtual agent to get some feedback or response from virtual agent. The success of any virtual agent depends on the training of its NLU model prior to configuration. If there are multiple intents configured, then we need to make sure that these phrases which are there in intent should not get should not get repeating any other intents, and they should be unique in each and every intent. NLU are not only matches the sentence, but it also checks the meaning of the sentence and acts on it. With time, virtual agent understands the patterns of input and understand what user is expecting, and accordingly, it analyzes the conversation history and improves the responses. The conclusion here is virtual agent along with NLU delivers flexibility, efficiency, and clear customer satisfaction. So the customer for which we have implemented this virtual service desk is a consumer service company. They are global leader in consumer safety and security. They are dedicated to monitoring evolving threats, trends, and data to protect and empower people to live their digital life safely. They help to secure the devices, identities, online privacy, and home and family needs of approximately 15 million consumers. So they have different products and services like device security, like antivirus, mobile security for Android and iOS, online security like Secure VPN, many different security software and services also they provide. So now we'll talk about customer specific challenges. The challenges are where we say how company or product or implementation has made an impact on the organization. The challenges we faced while implementing virtual agent for this customer were pretty straightforward. The first challenge was that they were using one chatbot already for a long time and they were expecting the same efficiency, rather more efficient chatbot. Plus, they wanted to keep the same look and feel as the previous chatbot since users were used to it and they wanted to make adoption easier for the end user for the new virtual agent. The second challenge was the look and feel on Microsoft Teams. Virtual agent responses in Teams were presented as images, and it was not same as we see in ServiceNow virtual agent portal. Plus, it was totally different from their existing bot. We matched the customer's expectation by going beyond and understanding the design and purpose of the client. We changed the logo, we changed the name of the ServiceNow virtual agent app, and we uploaded the custom app in their teams. Another challenge we faced was related to the user input in virtual agent, and it was related to NLU configuration. So the requirement was to trigger the default topic of contextual search when user types or provides any random question on bot. As per ServiceNow NLU, an intent understands based on a specific inputs. However, in customer case, user might provide Anything like having issue with VPN or with some email or laptop or login, etc. There could be hundred of such inputs from user. To achieve this, we configured one intent in NLU to allow such different inputs. This was built using some regular expression. It was tricky as the intent was conflicting with other intents in the same model. With lots of trial and error, we finally got the expected output on virtual agent. So the last challenge is to configure the notification with buttons, which enables user to perform actions from Teams itself. ServiceNow Virtual Agent has a simple notification feature. Uh, So we proposed to use ServiceNow Now Action app on Microsoft Teams, where we can add buttons like approve, reject, or resolve button along with the required details in notification. For example, for an RITM approval, where approver can expecting all required information filled by a requester along with the approve and reject button so that they can approve the request from notification itself and they don't have to go in service and look for the details the end user has filled it. Okay. Now let's talk about the core for which most of our listeners have gathered for, the use cases we implemented for customer. So the first use case is AD account unlock. In this use case, we had given user the ability to unlock their accounts from virtual agent itself. User will provide input as unlock my AD account, and virtual agent will first check if the user account is locked in AD and then provide an option to unlock it. To achieve this, we have used AD Spoke and Flow Designer to integrate ServiceNow with Active Directory. And this is the flow. We use this Flow Designer in Virtual Agent to unlock accounts directly in Active Directory. The other use case is AD account log notification. As part of this use case, we configured a notification to notify user on virtual agent if their AD account gets locked, and configured a reminder notification as well to remind users about the AD account lockout time. The customer service now instance was already having a setup to provide an AD account lockout time. So we use the same data to calculate the time left and send notification on VA to all those users as a reminder notification. And this is how the notification, which on as a screenshot I have put it on, which will be shown on Teams. Now we'll talk about the create ServiceNow ticket use case, which is a very important use case for the customer. Uh, this is a default topic which they wanted to trigger on virtual agent. In case if there is no match with any other topic, this should be the default topic to be triggered. So in case if user types like help me with some issue or I have some issue or request something. So this XYZ which I have mentioned can be any set of words which is related to user concern. So for this we have used contextual search to search knowledge articles and catalog items related to the concern user concern has provided. The requirement was to first check the user concern is answered in a frequently asked question. So they had a list of frequently asked questions for which we have created a custom table to store it. And virtual agent first will look for the frequently asked question and answer the user concern on virtual agent. And if there is no match in FAQ, then it will directly show the top three KB articles and catalog items related to what user has asked for. Okay, for example, here, if user type like help me with some software, so the virtual agent has responded with some question as FAQ, which is that this software is no longer in use, and you can use this link to access the new software. And below are the options which are provided: show more, try a different search, tell us if it helped, or file a ticket. So show more option allows user to see more KB articles and catalog items related to what he has asked for. And in case if any of this knowledge article or catalog item matters, he can go and look for it. The next option is try a different search. In case he want to search any other thing, there is an availability or option to search for any other issue he is facing. And the last most option is tell us if it helped or a file a ticket. So this option is to take user feedback for the response they got from virtual agent. If it is not helpful, then they get an option to raise an incident for the issue they are facing. And so basically this use case is implemented to take care of user concern, and most of the incident get resolved on VA itself, and they don't have to raise an incident for that. The another use case is approval process use case. This displays a list of pending approvals for the user and provides approve and reject option on virtual agent. When user selects any approval request from the list, it displays the required details and provides these options like approve, reject, or go back to the approval list. So these are the details of RATM where you will see the variable options as well filled by the end user. Similarly for ticket process use case. This use case allows the user to type a ticket number or type open tickets. In this first case, it will directly give you the details of ticket with the option to add a comment or resolver that ticket. In the second case, if he's asked for a list me open tickets, then it will display a list of open tickets assigned to that user. And after selecting a ticket, it will further provide you details of that specific ticket along with the add comment and resolve option. So this is the user detail is a use case or was a requirement from customer to show details of an employee if any end user ask on virtual agent. So this use case was able to give information of any employee from the organization. So for example, if user asks that I need a contact details of XYZ employee, then VA will respond with a list of employees which matches with this name XYZ, or it will directly displays the details of employee. It directly displays the details of employee if it finds a single match. The details will contain name of the employee, manager of that employee, site, email, phone number, even profile image as well. The last use case, which is very common and most of the end user or customer needs it, like the different notifications where approval notification will trigger once the approval request get created for the user. We have an approval reminder as well after every 2 days. Ticket submission notification, ticket state transition notification, ticket update notification. There is one more notification called as ticket inactivity notification. This will check for the last update date for the ticket and update the time to send a notification that there is no activity happening from a long time. The last notification is broadcast notification. So this was used to broadcast a message to set of user. For this, we have created a custom table to store the broadcast message where they can give the details of the broadcast message and to whom it has to send, a group of people or set of users to whom this notification has to go, plus the end date of that broadcast message. So beyond these use cases, we have created different reports to track the following activities like what is the usage of virtual agent in that organization, how many tickets are created or updated or resolved from that virtual agent, how many such KBs are searched and displayed to the user on virtual agent, how many such KBs are unused from last 30 days. That also you can track down. For this, we created some business logic, we created some tags, we use some backend tables of conversation history of virtual agent to achieve this custom reports which they wanted to have. To change the other thing we have done is we have changed the logo and name of the ServiceNow app, ServiceNow virtual agent app, so that they can put that custom app on Microsoft Teams. I have discussed this earlier in earlier part. The last thing we achieved is to allow a app to be used on Teams by a specific set of user. So they wanted to restrict this use of this app to a set of users. So to achieve this, what we have done is we applied some policies on ServiceNow Virtual Agent app on Teams, and this is how we achieve this requirement. This is all about we implemented virtual agent for our customer. Thank you so much for listening. Sushil, can you please take from here?
Sure, Pranali. Thank you for the wonderful session and taking us through these different use cases which our team has implemented. And I believe definitely this will help our audience or guide at some level. Yeah. So over to you, Animesh. So you can take us through this next part of it, and then we can answer certain questions if there are any.
Perfect, Sushil. So before we go ahead, let me just introduce you quickly to the vaccine management solution which has been introduced by ServiceNow. COVID-19 has been a pretty crazy time for us, and vaccine rollout has been a crazier time along with it. So, for a seamless mechanism, vaccine management is one of the good solutions that have been brought up by ServiceNow. These are the solutions, these are the features of the ServiceNow vaccine management solution, which includes administration, inventory management, provider management, allocation, and monitoring. And these solutions have been pretty much helpful to most of the customers across the globe. So if you're looking to get anything towards vaccine management, we would be happy to help. And you can reach us out at info@dxsherpa.com, or you can also reach us out on our website, that is www.dxsherpa.com. Now, let me quickly take you over to the questions, guys. There are quite a few questions. Number one is, can we connect to a live agent from chatbot?
Yes, Animesh, definitely. So we can connect. Whenever you are having a conversation with virtual agent, there is also you will find option contact to a live agent. Anytime you did find like this information is not helpful, you can directly connect with the live agent, and it will be routed to virtual agent who is available as per their schedules, and then accordingly they are ready to chat with you. Yeah, it is pretty much possible.
So there are a few more questions from our users. One more being, do we need, like, is it a paid plugin to utilize ServiceNow Virtual Agent?
Yes, that's a good question. Virtual agent is not a standalone product itself. So it is bundled package. It comes with the bundle package. So it comes up with your IT service management, customer service management, HR, and app engine. So because virtual agent is built using the platform capabilities, and it cannot be shipped as a standalone. So you need to have this certain subscription if you want to use this virtual agent.
Okay. So how do we, measure the performance of this virtual agent?
Yes. So during the presentation, I have highlighted few points about the dashboards and KPIs. So there are some governance dashboards which you can find out of the box, but customers can also customize it as per their business requirement. So there are different KPIs which are available related to user adoption. So where you can find how often these VAs are virtual agent conversations are being used, and how many users are coming back after the first occurrence. And you can also measure the NLU accuracy, the natural language understanding model accuracy, how accurately they are predicting. And there are certain dashboards around this predictive model. So definitely through which you can measure the success of your virtual agent. So which is available out of the box, or you can rather customize it.
Perfect. So we have time for one more question, and that is, what is the difference between like different virtual agents and a low code or a no code virtual agent that ServiceNow is pitching in?
So when we talk about low code, no code, so there is a virtual agent designer where you will find different actions. So while you are building the conversation, you need to define certain questions which you want to ask to the user. while you want to collect different kind of information. So this, through this virtual agent designer, you can have a drag and drop functionality. You can provide certain logics and provide certain actions to this drag and drop functionality. So you do not have to actual code it. You do not need any coding background to build these conversations. So this is how you can any stakeholders, so who has the ServiceNow access, they can create this kind of virtual agent conversation. So that's why we call it as a low code no code platform. Okay,
Perfect.
I hope that
Thank
I understand answer that. Yeah.
Yes. I think we are done with the questions here. Thank you so much, Sushil and Pranali, for taking this session on virtual agents, and thank you all the audience for attending this with all patience and asking all the questions. We are looking forward to you to connect with some other upcoming webinars. For any questions, you can reach us out again at info@dxsherpa.com or visit our website at www.dxsherpa.com. Thank you so much again. Thank you for attending.
Thank you, everyone. Be
Thank
safe,
you.
stay home. Thank you.